Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome to part 5. As I've been saying all week, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, feel free to revisit this week's series, all about some big questions, some big moves, and things that may be useful for you. The topic today is around doing your own work on yourself. Wow, this has been a big lesson, actually, a big lesson in lots and lots of different ways. And what I've learned along the way, first and foremost, is to create space for myself where I can cultivate honesty and truth within myself. Of what do I actually need? And this has been really, really key because as soon as I open my phone, as soon as I open a laptop, or as soon as I go to a networking event or a business event, you can feel that sense of being bombarded with all of the options, even if people's intentions are not to, buy, do this thing, you should come and work with me, even if it's not said aloud. Sometimes you can feel that sense of being pulled in all kinds of different directions. Now, I want to go back a little bit and talk about what this work on yourself could look like. And I believe that it begins with a decision. It begins with a state that you start in of how you want to do business. Now, one commitment I have always made to myself is that I never wanted to be one of those teachers, coaches, mentors, speakers, podcast hosts, actors, whoever I show up as in life, as being the person who is done all of the work and can just sit back. Now, there are some elements in my life and some areas within my life that I can find a bit of a pause or a rest, or not feel like I have to be in activation mode the whole time. But I really understood this sense when I was training as an actor. And I was very much in that open, okay, let's learn. I'd moved down to London. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything about acting. I knew some things about acting. But these people who were teaching me were professionals full of years and years of experience. However, there were some professionals that we worked with that did the equivalent, and I've talked about this on the podcast before, of sitting in the brown leather chair with a pipe and had that sense of grandeur, but that sense of distance, that sense of you've got to impress me. I am waiting for you to deliver the goods. Or I know all the things and actually you know nothing. And as an actor, as a young person, that sense of having to feel like I had to prove myself, or that I didn't know anything, or you can hear it in my breath already. It takes me up to that place of feeling a bit panicked, of feeling like I'm not enough, I'm not doing all of the things, and I'm trying to get there instead of actually being in the moment. And then we would have some amazing teachers who you felt would stand side by side. They wouldn't be stuck in the chair. In fact, they were up and down and looking at things from different angles. They were right there with you. They had that sense of eye contact and holding that space for you, and trust and connection, and a sense of integrity as well. And very quickly, I began to realize that I responded much better to people who were there in the moment with me. And that has been something that I have taken throughout my career. And also, it's made me regularly look at what is going on for me. And sometimes I will have that moment where, and it probably doesn't get to the moment where I feel so stuck that I just don't know what to do. I start to recognize this sense of itchy feet, like, it's time to shake things up a little bit. I need to do something different. I need an edge. I need a bit more spice. I need to look at things in a different way. I need somebody who's going to push me or nurture me, or I need to put something fresh and new online, or whatever it might be. I often get to those moments of taking responsibility for myself. And this is, I guess, another point that's really important to make. It's going to be so easy over the next couple of years to, if you're, I guess, not getting the results that you want in your business, you're going to be able to find something externally that you can blame, should you wish. And I know sometimes life throws us like unexpected things and difficult things. I'm not necessarily talking about that. I'm talking about the stuff that the news is talking about. You know, I'm talking about soaring prices. I'm talking about war. I'm talking about the pandemic and these things that are said in this very, very heightened, unprotected way. And it's a really interesting exercise to do, to see how you are responding to that in the moment. And I knew at the beginning of the pandemic that I wasn't going to be that person, or I couldn't be that person who sat and had to just watch the news all day long, because I had 4 mouths to feed. Lots of Matt's work completely stopped overnight, and it needed one of us to go, right, okay, I can create income. Let's go. Let's do this. How am I going to make this work? And actually, at that point, a month before, so February 2020, I had invested money in coaching, a year-long program. And this was almost a 5-figure sum. So we're not talking a couple of £100 here. It was some big chunky money. Yet I knew that by doing the work on myself, it would come back around. And also I must talk about that in that way, that I felt safe in the way that I would get the return on the investment. I felt happy and content that I would be able to pay that monthly fee. And again, this is really important. Another point I want to say about doing your own work is it doesn't have to be, which probably just contradicts what I've just said, but again, I'm not in that coaching program at the moment. In fact, my own self-development is in a different way at the moment, because that's what I sort of feel that I need. Doing that work on yourself can be big things. It can be small things. It can be making sure that you have enough time between appointments so you can breathe and you can have that time and space to fill your own cup up. It might be about scheduling 20 minutes per day to make sure you read a personal development book. It might be prioritizing a walk around the block at lunchtime so you can rejuvenate and think about some new ideas. Doing your own work on yourself is about really paying attention to what you need at this time. And this has been really fascinating, because what this process may tell you is that as soon as you go on the internet, you need this, you need to be doing this, and now you need to be doing videos or podcasts or whatever it might be. Go, 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 do it all now. But if for the most part, like me, there is only one of you, it's important to recognize your own capabilities as well. One final point I want to make today is to give yourself the gift of noticing where your gaps are, without judgment. If there is something that is coming up in your business and life again and again, which there is some discomfort or some form of struggle or something keeps happening, pay attention to what you need. And again, I want to go back to this point that this is about going inwards and not necessarily seeing what other people say. I gave the example earlier in the week of how much I was spending on yoga at the moment. And I imagine a lot of people would be shocked at that amount of money. That is a monthly expense. And I have a commitment of 6 months that I need to pay that. So 750 quid essentially is what I'm going to be spending on yoga between now and the next 6 months. However, this is about really asking yourself in a balanced way of what is it that you need. Because nobody is in your current business, in your current life. And it can be very easy for somebody to look at your life and choices and how you do things with some judgment, with some questions. So I want you to go to a place where you can fully give yourself that permission to ask yourself, where are your gaps? What is the work that you want to do? What is the work on yourself that you need to prioritize, that you need to consider to get you where you want? I also say this as well because many people, and I've seen this because I've been coaching for a decade, many people have never shared their big goals and dreams with anybody. So it may be at this point that those who are closest and your nearest and dearest to you don't even know what it is that you're going for. And if they don't know what your end point is, how can they make a judgment on what it is that you need? So take that time today. Ask yourself to do your own work. Ask yourself to see what you need. Where are you feeling a bit out of alignment, whether that's whether that's tired, exhausted, you need a bit of an energy boost, whatever it might be. I tell you what, if you pay attention to those needs, you are going to get that return on investment in so many different ways. I would love to hear what that is. Equally, if you want to have a bit of a plan and you want to really sharpen things up and maybe go to the next level, maybe consider where you go next, I would love to hear from you. As always, you can find out more about my sessions, nikkiraby.com/sessions, or you can download a freebie right now, nikkiraby.com/freebie. As always, I would really value your 5-star reviews. Please rate, review, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you on Monday. All right, bye.